courtly and political. The safety that is offered within is owed to casting the others out. Speak nothing of the spontaneity that underlies the forms. All praise is due to the specificities of a single birth. Fate determined by chance is the consequence of decision, for what could ever be noble in a world without distinction? Values are assigned to a combination of events. Possibilities are due to favorable circumstances. Speak in terms of cognition that both sides have been subjected. Owing to a farce, the equanimity of nature is rejected. Travel and trade. There is no adequate substitution for any experience. Speculation cannot be afforded the same amount of aptitude. The means for authenticity is through connection. Connection necessarily implies your presence. The origins for adventure are too numerous to describe. The emotions and rationales quite different as well. Practicality has its place in travel, with regards to a certain type of system. Agreeable terms arise from a level of certainty. Through mutual understandings, mutual obligations exist. Leverage is afforded in matters of dependency. Commodities both large and small. Trying to make manifest this system of agreements, the exchange of tangible symbolic abstractions. Working with what is given, crafts are a deliberate product of skill. Through a level of understanding of the fundamental nature, through the persistence which implies time, skills are developed. Innovation. In a world of interdependence, originality does not exist. Inescapable is this unavoidable part of reality. Impression so subtle that awareness is all it takes. All is information communicating with itself. Through the layering, agents with the ability to manipulate, to invent, is only to give shape and form. Refinement of processes is itself a process. Through experimentation and reform, the original form may not be recognizable in its current state. Self-reflection. By means of focusing within, one may become more aware of all that is without. Gives way to clarity through a different scope. The point of view that can encapsulate more than a self. Innumerable perspectives from eternal emanation. Localized consciousness is the hallmark of this iteration. Directing attention infinitely inwards, the vastness of the void is the projection of this outer world. Self-centered is the perception of what is intrinsic. Collected through interdependence are sounds of the abstract. Buddhism and Islam. The amplitude of thought is the vehicle of consciousness. And as I form these words, meaning begins to shape. Through the decisive action on my part. This is the quality of expression. The role of creator is conveyed not by the creation of words, the passivity of the nature of these words. This is the quality of understanding. The quality of a pattern can be extracted through its recognition. There is intimacy in understanding. Shape without boundaries. In a limitless world, nothing can exist. By these demarcations, I must persist. By a process of elimination, I may not remain. The commitment that is felt is owed to the perception of a self. All investments must be deposited into the void, lest they forge a chain. What is intrinsic may become abstract through self-investigation. What was once abstract can be known to be intrinsic only without effort. Any subject of one's awareness is known to have potential value. The act of casting a value is through judgment. This quality of judgment that comes from oneself is part of what constitutes a self. Dedication to a belief in hopes of perpetuation of an endless life through its existence. The acceptance of an idea is through negotiation. No two can be the same. Through a filtering, compromises are made. The form that is agreed upon, the synthesis of preconceptions. Difficult is it for fundamental notions to be challenged, radical shifts in ideology lessons to a point that a self has been invested. European conquest. The amount of recursion necessary for delusion is needed for conquest, is present in a notion of ownership. Information being exchanged gives common ground. Isolation is that potential for the avant-garde, is the possibility for the forms to take new shape, though going against the grain may cause splinters. Cultures bred with views, all quite of mind. Civilization of ideology takes root. Turbulent society of queer obsessions, as is the attitude of dominance. Top down. Being in a position of uncertainty with limited control, realizing that which is most fundamental to your existence is that which is beyond your limits, is that which makes you aware of limits, is that which cannot be spoken of. Feet are firmly placed on the illusion of a floor. Which comes first, the placement of the foot or the creation of the floor? It is the same act. The void is filled with delusion. Purpose of overestimations is safety. A false sense of certainty trumps doubt. It is a purpose needed when the need is felt. Anxieties are root cause for such action. Root cause of anxiety is a subtle fear, but this you already know. For one must be immersed in the sleep for the dream to take hold. What possibility is there to see any other reality than that of the experience of the dreamer? Bottom up. Through that which cannot be named is a layering. At this layer is awareness. Through circumstance alone I rise. And so again, at this point, the quality of decision and the belief of self. The decision is made through factors of thought and reason. Thought to add, and reasoning to take away. Experience that gives behaviors. Gives desires that feed emotions. Decisions are impositions. Through means of transactions and processes clearly defined, though the mechanism is persistently unclear. It avoids definition as though its very existence depended on it. The waves break against the ocean and tides turn against tides. Sound will envelop sound, the cacophony of noise are these views, the state of each affair, the quality of each event, rhythm that spawns forms, the pulsation of energies forms a rhythm, all pulsating energy. Forms will gather to give form, they will gather and take from. All is rhythmic and life is music, where beats lament the world, sound itself is transcendental.